Hey guys, this is Amy from realeNglishConversations.com. Today we're going to be talking about restaurants and our experiences with working within restaurants. Make sure that you keep listening right to the end because we have a really cool tip to give you to start sounding more like a native English speaker.
Welcome to realeNglishConversations.com,
the podcast where you can study the art of real English conversation while listening to fun and interesting topics.
Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Real English Conversations. My name is Curtis and along with me, as always, is Amy. What are we going to talk about today?
Well, we thought that we would go into a little bit more detail about our experiences with restaurants.
Right.
So we had a lot to say about restaurants, but we actually left the details out of the last episode because we needed an entire episode just to talk about our experiences. The reason why we're going to spend a little bit more time on this topic is because a lot of people work in the restaurant industry or they dine out at a restaurant. It's something that is basically part of everybody's life. So we thought it would be interesting to share a bit more.
Very common.
Yeah. Why don't you tell us a little bit more about your first job working at the fast food restaurant, Curtis?
Oh, do I have to?
Yeah.
I guess I have to. It's
Yeah.
what we're talking about today. I really didn't like it.
Why? What was it that you hated so much about the restaurant?
I didn't like how hot it was in the kitchen. It was just really smelly. I went home smelling like the restaurant.
Like a hamburger.
Like a hamburger. Because I couldn't move on from the hamburger area.
Yeah. That's what you did for 6 or 8 hours.
They'd progress certain employees from the hamburger area to the drive-through person. There's where cars come up and order their food to go.
Yes.
I never got past the hamburger area.
How long did you last at that job?
2 weeks.
Oh. Okay. And for me, my first job working at the breakfast restaurant as a dishwasher, I talked a little bit about the dishwasher experience, but it was actually pretty incredible, that job, the amount of dishes that came into the kitchen. We had different racks for the plates and the glasses to go into. And it was basically like an assembly line trying to keep the dishes going through the dishwasher. The dishwasher had these, I don't know if it was 1 or 2 minute cycles that they were able to wash the dishes within. And they would come out the other side very, very hot, completely sterilized dishes.
Wow.
And you actually had to pick up these very hot dishes and stack the plates or do whatever in order to keep the new rack of dirty dishes going into the dishwasher so it could come out the other side. So at times I had to put away these dishes when they were very hot to the touch.
Used your bare hands.
Yeah, and after a couple weeks your fingers actually stopped feeling how hot they were.
Oh.
But luckily, I was promoted from that position into the cooking position.
Yay.
Yeah, how exciting. To move into the exciting role of the person that makes toast.
You were a toast person?
Yeah, it was really interesting how commercial kitchens operate. So we worked at a breakfast restaurant. So there was one person that cooked the eggs on their grill. They would make omelets and all of the eggs, for example, sunny side up, over easy, any type of egg that was ordered.
They'd be the egg person.
They're the egg person. That's all they do. And then the next grill was the pancake and hash browns person. And then there was another person that was responsible for anything that had to be cooked in the deep fryer or on the stove. And then there was my job. I was the person that if there was a salad or anything cold, that was my section, as well as cooking the toast.
Okay.
So there was one person that would read the orders that were coming in, and they would yell out the order to everybody that was on the line. We called it the line, cooking line. That's where all the equipment is, and you had to listen for the things that you were responsible for preparing.
So it was similar to like an assembly line, but in a restaurant.
Yeah, and we all worked together, and the food was put onto a plate, and then the servers take the plate out to the customer, and that is how line cooking works in the kitchen. I completely know what you're talking about kitchens being very hot, very uncomfortable.
Yeah?
Yes.
You must have sweated.
Oh, yes. It's probably 40 degrees in the kitchen. I think there's air conditioning, but all of the grills and the deep fryer, everything is producing heat, so it's extremely hot working in a kitchen.
Not the best job to have in the summertime.
No, it was even hotter in the summertime. What about you? Didn't you have an experience dishwashing?
Yes. I almost forgot about this one. It was at a very busy, especially for dinner, type of restaurant, and I couldn't keep up to the amount of dishes. It seemed like there was a constant circle of people eating and finishing, and a constant circle of people coming into the restaurant that needed those
dishes that haven't been cleaned yet.
Exactly. And it was extremely slippery too. There was a time where I lost maybe 12 or 15 plates because I slipped on the floor.
Oh, jeez.
I slipped on the floor. Luckily, I didn't injure myself.
Yeah.
But I broke a few dishes.
What a mess.
It wasn't fun at all. I think I only lasted a week or two at that one, too.
Oh, wow.
And then I really promised myself, never again will I work in a restaurant flipping burgers or washing dishes.
Okay, so never working in the kitchen of a restaurant.
No.
And for me, another job that I worked at was at a catering company. That was actually a really interesting job. I learned a lot of different things about cooking, particularly cooking for large groups of people, and I liked that job. I was the baker there as well. So we had a contract for a popular coffee shop in our city, and I made all of the baked goods for the coffee shops, and also the pastries and desserts for the restaurant that we sold to our clients. So I had a lot of different experience working at that restaurant. But now, what do we do with our delivery company? How are we again involved in the restaurant industry?
Well, we work for a delivery company, of course, that has affiliations or partnerships with different restaurants.
Yeah, contracts
with different restaurants. One, for instance, being a pizza restaurant, a popular chain of pizza restaurants. That means more than one across the country. And there's actually 2 in our city.
And we deliver their orders that they have for delivery, right?
Right. So we see and kind of know what happens behind the scenes of a running restaurant.
Yeah. So we still have to interact with a restaurant in a certain way. We show up for an order because they have called us to say, oh, we have a delivery going to 2 different addresses. We arrive to the restaurant 20 minutes later. They're giving us the food. Sometimes the kitchen is running on time. Sometimes the kitchen is running late, and we have to wait for the order a few minutes longer. Sometimes we are running late, our delivery company, because we have too many orders coming in, and we can only deliver food as fast as we can drive.
We can only handle so much volume as well.
Yeah, just like a kitchen. If a lot of people are coming into the restaurant at the same time, the kitchen has more orders coming in than they're able to cook, and there's a longer wait time as a result. So it's really interesting because right now, although we are an independent company that's delivering for another company, the customer at the door, when we deliver to their house, thinks that we are an employee for the restaurant that we are delivering from.
That's right.
So we have to be very good with customer service. So we're now in a position where we're not working in the kitchen of a restaurant, but we're on the customer service side, right?
Right. We're a representation of that business, of that restaurant.
If there's a problem with the customer and they're unhappy for some reason, it's important that we say nice things to the customer and try to fix the situation the best that we can to keep the restaurant happy with our performance
and to keep the customer happy, to keep their loyalty.
That's right, so that everything works together. So that's our view and what we do with restaurants and the different types of experiences we've had.
It's kind of got me hungry now.
Yeah, we should go have dinner.
All right, sounds good. See you guys later.
See ya.
Real English conversational tip.
All right, so we've got an interesting English tip for you guys today. This is something that I noticed some of the people that I talk to that are learning English. This is something that they say with really good intention and in a positive way, but anytime that they say it to me or type this phrase to me, I tend to interpret it with a bit of sarcasm. What's the phrase?
Good for you.
Good for you.
Good for you.
Good for you is definitely a harmless phrase when you think about it. I mean, it's an alternative to congratulations, I'm happy for you,
I'm proud of you.
Yeah. That's really positive. It's a positive statement. This phrase is used very often in English to signify jealousy or sarcasm as well.
So it can be taken two different ways.
That's right. So I just wanted to make you aware of how to deliver the message correctly. It's probably better to do it through speaking because you can put the emphasis in your voice. So let's do an example of something positive.
Okay. So boy comes home from school and tells his mom he got all A's on all his exams and all his classes.
So he had the highest marks or the highest grades that he could get on his report card. And he comes home and the mom is going to say, good for you.
That's great.
I'm so proud of you.
Yeah.
But you can hear the, oh, good for you. It's really energetic. There's a lot of energy going into it, and that is what signifies the positivity. Now let's give an example of where there might be a little bit of jealousy.
Okay, we're looking at our work schedule, say for instance.
Yeah, me and Curtis.
And I noticed that you have 3 days off this week, and I only have 2.
So I'm going to look at the schedule and I'm going to say, oh, nice, I've got 3 days off this week.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah, or even just, oh, good for you. Yeah, just a little bit less enthusiastic.
Yeah, a little jealous.
Maybe I say to one of my coworkers that we just booked a 1-month vacation to South America.
Good for you.
That's an extreme case.
Yeah.
They might say, though, the answer might just be like, oh, good for you. It's kind of positive, but you also can hear the jealousy in their voice. So that's all that we wanted to do, is just point out this phrase and how it definitely is intended in being positive, I'm sure, from you guys and anybody that you're talking to. But it is often used with a little bit of sarcasm or jealousy.
Now, if you like this conversational tip and found it useful, you can get more just like it at our website, realenglishconversations.com.
Just come by and sign up for a free membership and get instant access to that. And make sure that you come by and check out our blog. We've just started doing some really cool video blog posts about some of the struggles that we're going through with our own language learning. And it's another opportunity for you guys to hear us speaking and sort of have a more personal interaction with us rather than just through the microphone. You can actually see us talking on the video.
Putting a face to the names.
That's right. You guys take care. If you've enjoyed this video, please take a moment and hit the like button to show your support for us. We'd also like to see you subscribe to our channel. There's a link either below the video, or you can click on the subscribe button at the top right-hand corner of this video. We'd love to hear your questions or comments about this episode. Feel free to leave a comment in the comment section below this video. Thanks for listening. We'll see you guys next time.